guys, Christian N here again with another Let's Play Kirby Air Ride. We are finally done with the main mode of City Trials, so now we're going on to Stadium mode. In case you're wondering, Stadium mode is the thing that triggers after every run through a City Trial. And I have all 24, and I will go through each one of them, even the redundant ones. And by redundant ones, I mean the last few ones, single races. We saw one of the single races, so I'll be able to skip that. But I'm going to start at the very beginning with Drag Race. And I'm going to show off a few other stars now, too. Now, in Stadium mode, you don't get access to all the stars. Like, there are one or two missing. But I don't believe I saw the... Oh, no, wait. The compact, I believe I did see. I'll have to wait, I suppose. But anyways, Drag Race is exactly what you would think would be. It's basically, for the most part, a straight path. With a few boost panels and copy ability pads. Basically, yeah, you want stars that can go fast or fast in a straight line. So, Formula Star would be ideal for a good number of these races. And so, Stadium mode, you can actually have just yourself, and you can add whatever. And there's your records. There are records for each of the events. And I'll cover that when that time comes, but... Alright, so let's move to another star. Yes, Compact Star is available, so you can finally do that. Alright, so the Wheelie Bike. Now, the Wheelie Bike has a pretty good speed. It's probably slightly faster than the Warp Star. And since it's rooted on the ground, I believe it makes it easier to hit the boost panels and stuff. And also the wheelies, I believe, are all offensively superior to most of the other stars, but all the gliding on each of the stars suck, so don't even bother. And the weird thing about the Wheelie Bike, though, is that the Wheelie series have odd controls. The Scooter had a very sharp turning ability, but the other two have really strange turning, and I broke a record there, oddly enough. Alright, so Drag Race 2 was pretty simple. There were a few ramps and all that. Drag Race 3 is where stuff gets complicated, and I'm going to go into with the Slick Star, I believe. The Slick Star, the thing about this star is that it's mostly average. The thing is that it has virtually no friction at all. So it'll slide on its own and everything. Now, so Drag Race 3, the two buttons at the beginning get rid of some walls. And now you got some copy pads again. If you have a slow star, try and get Wheel or something, or Wing, that would be nice. These yellow things would have boosted me, and it probably would have gotten me a good glide over here, but if you don't, you'd run into that third part, so try not to do that. There was a spin panel right there, and there we are, another one done. So yeah, Slick Star is a really odd star to use. If you can master it, though, I suppose it would be a pretty good star to use. I don't know. I hardly ever use it, like I said. Alright, so Drag Race 4, another odd one, I suppose. Alright, so this is the Rex Wheelie, the big daddy of all wheelies. And basically, this is a slow but heavy version of the wheelies. It has a good top speed. As you can see, it's going 30 easy. Its control is a little weird, but it also has a very high offensive capability as well. It's pretty much superior to that of the Shadow Star, even. Sometimes, anyways. The problem is that it's somewhat hard to control, especially when it comes to turning, I suppose. But yeah. And I'll show you what I mean by power when it comes to one of the later videos. Alright, so all 4 drag races are done, so we're going to go into Air Glider, one of the unique ones. And for Air Glider, and yeah, for this one, the Wing Star is a very good star to have. I mean, unless you set the stadium, which you can, to specifically this one, there's not really a good way to tell, but yeah. So Air Glider. Basically, you glide as far as you can, so obviously a star with a good gliding would be very nice. Ideally, the Dragoon Star would probably own the most here. But if you can't get a legendary star, the Wing Star will do just fine. And something I want to fix a little. I said that the Swerve Star was actually a pretty good gliding star. Actually, it doesn't really fly that far. I mean, it'll fly fast, and the control is actually pretty good, but it doesn't really fly very far unless you boost the glide to hell. Alright, so target flight. I'm using the Jet Star now. I suppose the Jet would be also a good glider, although the Wing Star lasts much longer. But for the purposes of target flight, the Jet Star will do. So target flight, you see there's that big old scoreboard thing on the very back. And the idea is to implant your star into the highest score possible. Now, there are also scores, as you'll see on the very bottom. But you get the highest amount of points on the wall there. And the 100 one, if you hit the metal parts that open and close, you'll get 0 points, and the thing freezes on whatever it is. Theoretically, a person could still get 100 points if they hit it, but yeah. The highest you can find on the ground is 40 points, though, so try and always go for the wall. If your star sucks at gliding, though, hope to God you land on a 40. Alright, so I get a perfect score, which is really nice. And I tie the record. Although you can't really beat the best, I suppose. Alright, so high jump. It's kind of like air glider, only this time you're trying to achieve the highest possible elevation. And if you remember, I said that the wheelie scooter, well, the description says it jumps very high. So, well, let's put that to the test, shall we? Let's see how high this little bugger can go. Wow, look at that, 800 feet. Dang. Now, it helps if you're jumping to tilt back on the controller as well. So, you know, instead of going forward, it just goes up. So I beat it by 94 feet again. And look, I got to the next plateau. Yay. So yeah, wheelie scooter, obviously an ideal star. A good gliding star will also get you some good distance as well. Alright, so next, the last two I will be covering in this video will be Kirby Melee. Now, I go to the trusty Swerve Star here, and I turn on the computers because it's best played with computers, honestly. And so I give them 3 random stars. Kirby Melee involves a bunch of enemies that you would normally find on the racetracks, and basically you just have to kill as many as you can. Now, for number 1, all 4 of you are isolated in this small little crater area. And you got a bunch of these ability guys, and yeah. You can either swallow them and spit them at other people, or get an ability and kill them all. Ideally, you want to get the sword from this one, since it's probably the easiest ability to use. Although, Needle and Tornado would probably do you good too, and maybe Freezy. And you can die in this as well, but usually the computer Kirbys are too busy aiming at, you know, the enemies, so you don't have to really worry about that. But yeah, sword ability, definitely the best ability to have during Kirby Melee 1. See, the timer is ticking down, and I've already killed 57, 8, 9, oh no, 8, 9, oh, there we go, 61. So I beat my rival by quite a bit. Second place had 35, and the other 2 did pretty bad. I rule. Alright, so yeah. And the record's 79, I don't know how I got that. Alright, so Kirby Melee 2. Again, trusting myself to the Swerve Star. Now, Kirby Melee 2 is a lot different from Kirby Melee 1. In number 1, you were isolated to that small little area, but Kirby Melee 2 is located in this huge castle. And so there's definitely a lot of room. And at the very beginning of Kirby Melee 2, all the enemies spawn in one spot at the very top of the castle. So basically, the first part of Kirby Melee 2 is a race to the top. And Needle comes in good handy here. After you start killing a few of the enemies up here, small numbers of ability enemies will start spawning around the castle. Basically, if you want to win this mode, it's a good idea to stay on this donut ring here, because that's where the majority of the enemies will spawn. And I'm putting the swallow ability to use, and look at that, there's Mike. If you get lucky enough to get Mike, then you're set. When you look at that, only one computer has even managed to kill one person. So I dominated that 38-1 to 0 to 0. Sad, really. Very sad. But that's all the time I got. This is GuyCushion9, and I'll be covering more stadium modes in the next videos. So see you later, guys.